Well, good morning.
What's going on, guys?
So, it is a cold and very smoky morning.
Yeah, we had a nice frost last night. Dipped down to probably 28 or so.
Yeah, so I think that's the coldest it's been
This
so
is
far this year. But we are going to, now that the weather has shifted from warm, hot, and dry to cold and wet, we can safely start building our solar arrays.
yeah. Now that you guys have seen, we have our temporary array set up. We
Mhm.
have the wires running to the barn with the camper, so that's working great. Now we can concentrate on building our actual permanent arrays. And the first thing we need to do is dig these holes that we marked. We have changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
We moved them in just a little bit, just because when we first started that, we hadn't really purchased all the steel yet. So we had to buy kind of a little bit different sizes. So now we have to kind of like, switch gears and trying to change that little design just a little bit, but not
Which
much.
which we mentioned that we would probably be changing things as we're building it, and that is proving to be true.
Yeah, so just little minor changes. So now that we have the holes marked, the ground is a little bit hard. I don't think it's going to stop us from being able to dig.
The only thing I'm worried about is you guys know that our soil is mostly clay. We have maybe a foot or so of topsoil, and then
Yeah.
it is just solid clay. So we are definitely going to kind of clean the auger off as we're going, and we'll probably go little by little. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll just
So,
have to see how it goes. I got it pulled up to our first mark, and we'll see if we can dig down.
Yeah.
That's all we got to do. So, all right, cool.
7 more to go.
All right, that worked great. We were really thinking we were gonna have a problem, but it makes a perfect hole.
Yeah, it's really, they're like absolutely perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect. So.
It's almost like crazy how perfect they are because of it being clay.
I know, yeah. It like holds its shape maybe or
Holds its
something.
shape, yeah.
So cool. So we just gotta clean these up, and then we're probably gonna run a string line and try to figure out how we're gonna level these poles and kind of figure out some stuff. So,
Yeah.
but the hardest part that we were dreading is done. So
Yes.
let's clean them up and see if we can get the next step.
All right.
All right, so now that we have the trailer moved over to here to where the arrays are going to be built, it's a little easier for us to get to this material. I just kind of wanted to go over real briefly what you guys will see. The first thing you're going to notice is we have two different size round pipes. We're going to use the bigger diameter pipes to go into the ground, and then we are going to put these smaller diameter pipes on top of those ones. We're going to weld those to the pipes so that they create basically a big T-shaped, but having 3 legs instead of 1. So that will lock all 3 of those legs together and give it a massive amount of strength. We kept all of the cutoffs for these pipes all come 20 feet long. So actually those pipes come 21 feet long, and they have cutoffs because we got them cut to 10 foot. And so those cutoffs are going to be utilized to make a pivot so that we can tilt our solar panels. You guys will see us do that. We have some angle iron here that's going to be used in the grid that the panels are going to be sitting on. So we're going to use this angle iron along with some super strut that we picked up, and that's going to go along with that small 1" by 2" piece of steel, and together with these 3 pieces we're going to make a grid that the panels can bolt to. You'll see that. These square pipes are going to be used for the slide mechanism for the tilting part of this array. So they're going to actually telescope into one another, and we're going to drill a hole and we're going to lock those panels in at 49 degrees in the wintertime, and then we can tip them back down to being 24 degrees in the summertime. So we're going to have 2 pin holes that we can put pin locks in, lock them in place. So that's the basic components of it. You're going to see us start with the big pipe that needs to be put into the ground, and so that's what we're going to start with first. But I want to unload this trailer because we're going to be using this to get materials and supplies, and as you know, it's muddy as all get out around here when it starts raining and freezing and thawing and stuff. So we want to get this trailer out of the field and onto the driveway, park it over by the house or something on the gravel, and that way we could get access to it. So that's kind of why we're unloading all this stuff right now instead of just keeping it on the trailer. All right, now that we got the trailer unloaded, we're going to go ahead and prep our 2.5" pipe to go into the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to weld a piece of rebar on here to make like a T shape, and this will help prevent it from spinning while after it's in the concrete, and it also will prevent it from settling down. So basically that whole piece of concrete is going to be like a footer for it and set it on there. We could put cookies into these holes, But I think this is going to be a stronger way to go ahead and fasten these into the ground to make sure that they're not going to move or anything on us. So let me grab the welder and the generator. We'll bring it over here and we'll start cutting some pieces of rebar.
So that might be hot, so I want you to have the other side.
Where are we going?
Looking for them.
Probably need to grab the right one. All right, so it is the next morning, and as you saw, Levi welded the little piece of rebar onto all the poles and we put them in the holes.
So our next step is going to be to level each set of 3. So each array has 3 poles for that specific array. So now we have to kind of level those 3 to one another.
Right, so we're gonna take the one that seems the right height, and then we're gonna take the other 2 holes and we'll either add or take a little dirt from the bottom of the holes.
Yeah, just like a few inches, 3 or 4 inches
Yeah.
or something like that. Probably go with like the center pole and then make the 2 left and right ones kind of go up and down from that, just
Yeah.
to kind of get them close.
Because you might not be able to tell, but this area that we have them in is higher up at the back, and it slopes down. So we aren't gonna have all of the arrays be the same level, but each array is gonna be
Yeah.
its own level.
And that's important because we're going to tilt each array. So each array has to kind of be, they're all going to be lined up, but they're each going to be separate so that they can tilt and pivot on something. So that's the hard part for us to figure out and see if we can get it to work. But I think we got a good game plan. And so let's just start leveling these up and setting some poles.
All right. Do we have our little handy? Cool.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use this pole that's set. This is our center pole, and we're now going to run a string from the one side of this array to the other side of the last array. so that these are all in the line. That's our most important thing. And we'll probably come off like an inch. We'll just measure an inch to the pole each time. So let's go and set that.
Okay.
There, so. Okay, so now that we got our string ran and we have that middle pole positioned how we want height-wise, we're gonna try to match the same height as that middle one with the two ends. So that's maybe 6 foot 7/8. All right, so we used our laser level, an elevation laser level, and we got it to be really close, but those aren't like fine-tuned. So we got our one of our strut channels out here, and we put the level on top of it, and you can see that probably has to go down another 1/16 of an inch or so. So we're gonna go ahead and tap that down just a little bit. We'll put this back on here and get it perfect, and then we'll jump to that one. That one we're gonna have to dig some out to drop it down, but we'll do the same thing with this beam. Set it up on here, make sure that it's perfectly level, and then we'll throw some concrete in there.
So what we've decided with this one is, instead of trying to dig the hole out any further, because we're actually as far down as the auger can go, and the post hole digger won't grab the soil because the circle is too narrow, we're just going to use the level and the hat channel.
Yep.
And Levi's just going to mark what level is on this pipe, and then we'll just cut it off. Feeling like this is gonna tip over.
The ladder?
Yeah, I'm on a hill. I don't like it.
Hold on. You're fine. Perfect. Don't
Okay. Am I marking to the top or the bottom?
Bottom. There.
Okay.
All right. Worked great. I like it.
I think so. Pretty close. A little adjusting.
Oh, check that out. Not too bad for a carpenter and his wife.
All right, so we got these all three set. So now we need to put some concrete in there. You ready to carry some concrete through the mud? You like to mix concrete up with ice?
Yeah, that's how cold it's been here lately. Our buckets of water have ice on them. Looks like a microwave plate.
It does.
The water saver in me is like, oh, that's water.
Yeah, we can put it in the other bucket over there.
You think one bag per hole?
Oh, we better.
Because we don't have enough. What's a splash?
Just a little. Yeah. Probably gonna take pressure on that, but- Yep. Little splash. Big splash. There you go. Alright, nice splash. Alright. This is our concrete shovel.
So there's a little story behind this shovel. So when we bought this property, there was a little tiny pine tree that was in the path of where we were having them put our driveway, and I told Levi, I said I wanted to save it, and so he tried digging, and
This was my very favorite shovel.
it really was. Anyways, the shovel handle broke because the ground was like concrete. So it works for this.
Yeah, this is actually perfect for it.
So we decided first we were just going to do one bag per hole, but we're now thinking we'll see what a bag and a half looks like of concrete,
Yeah.
and then decide if we want to use the whole 2 bags. We only have enough concrete to do 1 bag for each hole, so if we do decide, I mean, no matter what, we have to go and get more concrete, but we'll see how this goes, and then that'll determine how much we go and buy. So we ended up doing, what, 1 3/4 of a bag per hole.
And we got it up to be, you know, we'll have a little bit of topsoil on top of it.
Yeah.
Just so we can, about 4 inches from the top, probably.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to get some more bags before we can continue
Yep, so we
doing
have
the rest.
6 pulls, so we would need 12 bags basically, or maybe 11 bags, and we have 4, so we need to go pick up like 7 more bags of concrete. Yep. I think we'll maybe do that next section, get them all kind of leveled
Level?
height-wise,
Yeah.
and then we'll maybe call it, run down, get some concrete, some supplies, and then we'll be back in the morning.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good there. That's good there.
A little ways away from the string, but it'll be close enough for our measurement here.
Yeah. Marking it on this one, right?
Yep.
So here's the auger. Great, needs to go up just ever so slight.
Okay.
I feel like we've been making concrete and setting steel poles all day long. You like it?
Good. Only took 20 minutes.
How long? All right.
All right. All right, we got our concrete, have all of our stuff. We've got more water. We are gonna get all of these posts concreted in.
Yeah.
Be done. It's supposed to rain for like 5 days straight here in the next couple of days. So this is like, we really need to get this done. So
Yeah, we woke up this morning and it froze. You can see there was ice and stuff on everything. But we took advantage and we moved the car trailer over to the garage of the house. So that way we could just hook up the truck to it and we could go get materials when we start building the house, which will be, you know, when we have it. We could even go up and get stuff when we're not able to work on the solar panels too. So
yeah. Oh, here comes Ryder.
we found his Frisbee the other day. Mr. Man.
You got your Frisbee? All right, let's do this. This hole extra deep. Sounds extra deep.
I know this one over here, too bad. Doesn't exactly cover it up yet.
All right, so we've used up all of our clamps. So we did these yesterday, concreted them in the ground. You can see it looks beautiful, nice and set up. So we're gonna go ahead and take the clamps off of these first 3, and we'll use them on the last 3.
Wowzers. You ready?
Yep.
So, 8 1/4.
All right, let's do that one over there. And then let's see if maybe we have to take these ones down, because I don't want to take that up a foot. We
Right.
don't have to. It's actually,
Is it lower?
it actually just a little higher.
Okay.
Like how much?
Like maybe an inch?
An inch. All right. So we want to kind of shoot for about 80 inches or so on that one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now we got to get the generator and the saw.
I'll grab the saw. Oh, did I have it going the wrong way?
Yeah, it needs to tip back.
Ah, that was my fault.
Not much oil. It's like an old car. There's oil. Oil and gas in it.
This should be easy. Do you have your hammer out here?
I do, but I'm just trying to think. I wonder if you can hold this up here, take this down, and then put it back, or.
Yeah. Help me put it up though. It's a little heavy. It could go just like a smidge more. Oh, that's really good. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, so we're leveling the last post right now. Oh, I have to see.
It's up there.
Yeah.
You ready?
I am. Sorry, I'm like not holding it. 6. Panels. Since I said math is not right. That looks good. You're gonna have to take the other thing so you can see what level is.
Too good.
Perfect.
All right. Post level is never going to be the same. We have to get a new rubber band, but everything's set. All 9 poles are set. They're all perfectly in line. Worked great. I mean, that just looks perfect. So now we just have to let them set up, and that'll be it for this one. We'll see you guys on the next one.